football fans, and welcome to Danville's F.Q. Hartman Memorial Stadium for what promises to be an outstanding football game between the Danville Ironmen, who come into this game with a record of 9-0, and the Southern Columbia Tigers, who are 7-2. I'm Carl Bauer here to bring you this game along with Bob Hickox. Bob, these two teams have offenses that are just on fire.
Both teams can score points, and a lot of points, virtually at any time. Southern comes in, they have a guy by the name of Goal, who's a pretty good runner, and a guy by the name of Caskey, who can throw the ball like crazy. So it should be an exciting game for the Southern Columbia Tigers.
Both teams also have outstanding defenses, and I personally think whoever plays better defense is going to win this football game. The Danville Ironmen, of course, have Carmen DeFrancesco, who leads the area rushers with over 1,000 yards for the season, and he's looking to have a big game tonight. These two teams, Bob, are not strangers to each other.
No, they've played several times in the last couple of years. They've always been good, close games. Danville was undefeated one year, came in and beat Southern. Southern came back, beat them the next year. So this game really does, I think, put it on the line.
6 of the last 7 games have been won by the Southern Columbia Tigers. We'll see how this game plays out right after this.
Tonight's CCN Sports Spotlight on high school football is being brought to you by Bill Marks Auto Sales, Curves for Women, Mertz Meats, Better's Jewelers, Petro All-American, Blue Heron Sports, The Watson Inn, and Hawkins Chevrolet.
Turbottville National Bank, your full-featured source for financial services. We provide complete loan services when you need additional finances. A wide variety of savings plans to meet all your financial goals. The benefits of the Winter 50 checking account. The power of PC and telebanking. Now you can manage your money from home with your personal computer or telephone. Plus the convenience of a drive-up ATM and night deposit box. Visit our website at ttnb.com. Your hometown bank for over 88 years. Turbottville National Bank. Member FDIC.
Spangler Motors, the value leader, is at it again, offering you even lower prices. It's that time of the year again. It happens just like clockwork when the year comes to an end. Spangler Motors in Milton makes room for the all-new models arriving daily. Take advantage now. Save big on all remaining leftovers. Hurry. With our low prices, we want you to take advantage of our year-end sale before it's too late. Hurry in today. Our year-end sale is now in progress. Spangler Motors, Susquehanna Valley's Ford and Mercury headquarters.
Once again, Milton Transportation strives in their continuing education by using the Pennsylvania Motor Truck Association Safety Laboratory, visiting area high schools, demonstrating the no zone, and hosting the Pennsylvania North Central Safe Driving Competition. Just as education is a stepping stone in our lives, so is taking those first steps towards safety. To bring the Pennsylvania Transportation Safety Laboratory to your school or organization, please call 742-8774. Milton Transportation, sharing our knowledge with our youth, tomorrow's leaders.
We do it all. Village Fireplace will completely install in your home a heat and glow fireplace from start to finish using wood, stone, or marble from our own shops. We offer design service, or bring in your own design and we will build it for you. Visit our showroom and let us show you the beauty and warmth the fireplace can bring to your home. Log sets also available in different styles to choose from. We also offer year-round barbecue parts and supply. Village Fireplace, your authorized heat and glow dealer.
We're back here at F.Q. Hartman Memorial Stadium. You see the captains meeting in the center of the field. The referee will have the coin toss. We'll give you those captains after the referee.
For the Tigers, number 11, Andy Hornberger.
Roger Williams, in your screen, is the referee. He attended Lafayette University, where he graduated. The linesman is from Bucknell. That's Bruce Petro. The umpire graduated from Susquehanna, Fran Vatero. Dennis Riperish, is a line judge. He graduated from Jacksonville State. And Mike Clembera, the back judge, is from Bloomsburg University.
Important game for you guys. We'll do our best too.
The captains for Southern Columbia.
The head and the tail. I'm going to throw it in the air. I I must catch it. If I drop it, I'm going to throw it again. Who's going to call it? You are. Head or tail? He called it a head, gentlemen. And it is a head. You've won the toss. You may kick, receive, defend the goal, or defer. They're going to receive. That means you must kick. Which goal you're going to defend? You're going to stand with your back to the board. Then
our captains for Southern Columbia, number 11, Andy Hornberger. Number 35, Sean Gall. Number 66, Greg Sones. He is a senior, 6'4", 250 pounds. And also the captain, number 73, Mark Osavala for Southern Columbia. For the Danville Ironmen, the captains are number 20, Carmen DiFrancesco. Number 50, Dean Reedy. 52, Mike Finn. And number 99, that is, number 99, Cheyenne Dewald. Cheyenne Dewald coming back from mononucleosis. He's missed 4 games. He is apparently ready to go tonight, and he will be one that Southern Columbia has to take care of because he is a big boy to be in the backfield for the Danville Ironmen. This game, much anticipated. It has been just a classic rivalry over the years. As I told you at the beginning of the game, 6 out of the last 7 of these games have been won by Southern Columbia, including last year's contest. Danville, on the way to an undefeated season, won this game 2 years ago with a rout here at Danville's F.Q. Hartman Stadium. And Danville hoping for a repeat of that year. They're on their way. They are 9-0. Southern Columbia 7-2. They had some uncharacteristic losses earlier in the year. And Southern Columbia is not what they have been in recent years, but they're still a very fine football team who can take it to you if you allow them to do that. The kicker for Danville is Blesnick, and he boots it high and long. Taken there at the 5. Bringing it upfield for Southern Columbia. Breaks it outside. Southern Columbia to move. Blesnick finally brings him down. Number 11, Andy Hornberger. And Southern Columbia starts out in excellent field position in Danville territory.
The lineup for tonight, the Southern Columbia Tigers. Your tackles, Greg Sones, number 66, and Kyle Romig, number 62. Your guards, Chad Rodarmel, number 55, and Mark Kreischer, number 59. Your center is Mark Osavala, number 73.
The Southern Columbia Tigers have a very fine quarterback, Matt Caskey. He has good passing numbers. However, passing attack for Southern set up by their running attack. Caskey looking for somebody to pass the ball to. He finally throws it out of bounds. The pass is incomplete. It is 2nd and 10.
Your tight end, Sean Cunningham, number 26. Your quarterback, Matt Caskey. He's a 5'10", 190-pound junior wearing number 13. Your fullback, Sean Gall, number 35. Your halfbacks will be Andy Hornberger and Steve Kolowalczyk, number 36. And your split end, Jeff Lowry, number 10.
Hornberger is the big speed in the backfield for Southern. The power and strength provided by Sean Gall, who is also a very fine wrestler for Southern Columbia. And that play goes nowhere, as did the attempted pass. The tackle by number 52, Mike Finn.
Gall will get a -1 on that.
Number 52, Mike Finn, starting 11.
Mike Finn is an all-East, that is an all-state selection, from last year, hoping for the same kind of thing this year. And if statistics mean anything, he'll be there. He is an outstanding football player. The pitch to Sean Gall, and he is brought down right there by number 7, Kyle Winterstein. Southern Columbia is going to be 3 and out after the tremendous field position they started with from the Danville 47-yard line.
So they come out, they run a pass, then they run it up the middle, and then they try the option, and they gain about, well, actually they lose about 6 inches on that whole exchange.
Carmen DiFrancesco, number 20, and Brett Merrill, number 24, back to take Sean Gall's punt. The punt is up toward Carmen DiFrancesco, bounces out of bounds at the 18-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Danville Ironmen on their first offensive possession.
The starting lineup for the Danville Ironmen. Your right tackle, Mike Finn. Your right guard, Mike Halliday. Your center, Nevin Hackenberg. Your left guard, Dean Reedy. Your left tackle, Matt Gerst.
The Ironmen setting up their 18, 19-yard line, somewhere in that vicinity. 10 minutes, 32 seconds remaining, first quarter. This is Danville's first possession. They line up with 3 backs in the backfield, stacked like a fullback and 2 tailbacks. DeFrancesco on carry, and he's got a hole. Excuse me, not DeFrancesco.
Kyle Sanders.
Number 28, Kyle Sanders on the carry. Kyle Sanders for a big gain. It's second down now and 4.
Your tight end, Kyle Winterstein. Your split end, Mike Haddad. Your fullback, Kyle Sanders, who you just saw. Your quarterback is Justin Ross. Your tailback, Carm DeFrancesco. And your flanker, Brett Merrill tonight. Same offensive formation.
Mike Haddad on the left side, split out wide. And the handoff to the second back once again, number 28, Kyle Sanders. He's stacked up by Southern Columbia.
Let's see if they move it back. Looks like they'll move it back about a foot.
It's third down now. Let's call it third down and 4 for the Danville Ironmen.
Who carried that one? Was that Sanders again?
Yes, Sanders.
Out
Kyle
of that
Sanders.
same form. That's the first
Right.
time I think we've seen that formation.
That's the first time I've seen it. It's to put something else into the minds of the Southern Columbia defenders. I formation backfield, flanker here to the left side. And Carmen DeFrancesco on the carry. He's broken a couple of tackles, and he's up for a first down.
Boy, he just put his head down. You could hardly see him moving through the hole.
Number 24 on that tackle, Wes Lindemuth.
First carry for DeFrancesco this evening. Game just underway with 9:11 left in the first.
The ball now over the 35-yard line at the 36, first and 10. The Danville Ironmen, the formation now, wide receivers left and right. The tight end is on the right side, I formation backfield. And Carmen DeFrancesco again with the carry. He's picked up a couple. Number 65 on that tackle for Southern Columbia is Roy Kingston. There is a gain of 3 yards. It's second down and 7. The ball near the Danville 40. Let's call it the 37-yard line, actually. 37-yard line. You're looking at the Southern Columbia Tigers. These two teams match up extremely well. That's why this game figured to be very tight all the way. The linemen are about the same size. Both lines very, very strong for Danville and for Southern Columbia. And there's a blitz. The pass complete to DeFrancesco, and he's gone. Carmen DeFrancesco with the touchdown pass, and Danville draws first blood. That foul from Justin Ross to Carmen DeFrancesco.
62-yard pass reception goes DeFrancesco, and he was wide open, little blown coverage as you take a look at Carm getting hugged by Big Carm.
Big Carm smaller than Little Carm. How does that happen? First touchdown now scored by the Danville Ironmen in this game, this all-important game for both teams. Chris Pride, number 4, the kicker. The kick is up, and it's good. 8 minutes, 8 seconds remaining first quarter. Danville 7, Southern Columbia 0. We'll be back with further action. Don't go away.
For the first time on television, one of the best love movies ever made, completely restored and remastered.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. I knew we're there.
The Wizard of Oz comes home to the Superstation, Sunday, November 21st at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, exclusively on TBS. A story passed down from generation to generation.
This is all humbug.
This December, the magic of Hallmark Entertainment and the passion of Patrick Stewart come together with the most spectacular telling ever of Charles Dickens' timeless classic, A Christmas Carol. Reawaken the spirit of Christmas, December 5th at 8 Eastern.
God bless us, everyone.
Only on TNT, the best movie studio on television.
you're looking at some of this capacity crowd here at Danville's football stadium, the F.Q. Hartman Memorial Stadium. I'm told that F.Q. Hartman was one of the original Ironmen here for Danville in their factories many, many years ago. The Danville Ironmen have forged a 7-0 lead. Their very first possession of the game, they took from their own 15-yard line, 17-yard line, all the way down for the touchdown. Kicking off for Danville, number 15, Mike Blesnuck. He's got a great, great kicking leg. Watch the action on this ball. High, very, very long, down to the 4.
And he's got
and again, Hornberger with a great return.
Boy, he had a lick laid on him there, though, but they found a little seam right up the middle, Carl. And Hornberger able to get some good yards. He gets about a 28-yard return.
Scott Kozer, number 26 on that tackle for Danville, and it was a jarring tackle. Hornberger bounced right back up. That hurt. There's no question that it hurt. Matt Caskey at the quarterback of the Delaware wing tee that Southern runs.
Oh, Gall, nothing doing.
John Gall, nowhere. The hole was blocked up. He tried to go outside. He was met there by number 52, Mike Finn, and number 50, Dean Reedy, the two all-staters for this defense for Danville. No gain on the play. It is 2nd down and 10. Southern Columbia now flanks out number 2. That would be Matt Porter, tight end on the left side. And the Delaware wing tee, it's a reverse action. Andy Hornberger on the carry. Hornberger breaks it through. Hornberger is gone. There is speed on speed. Andy Hornberger one way, Carmen DeFrancesco the other way, and it is 7-6. That's what
a 70-yard run.
The Delaware wing tee does that to you every time. You start getting conscious of the fullback inside, and then the counter action comes the other direction, and you're standing there flat-footed. Andy Hornberger is one of the athletes that we've talked about so many times, Bob. A lot of speed. Once he broke the corner, even Carmen DeFrancesco couldn't catch up with him.
He made a diving effort.
The kick is up. And it's good. 7 minutes, 16 seconds remaining first quarter. We are tied at 7. We thought it'd be a good one, and it is. Don't go too far from your set. We'll be back right after this.
You knew what I know. If you'd seen what I've seen, then you'd understand why I do what I do.
People who run red lights are the cause of more crashes every day. And in this area, we're going to stop them for good.
You're good.
A safety message from the Federal Highway Administration, the American Trauma Society, and Chrysler.
There you see the story thus far. We're extremely early in this game. We're in the first period, 7:16 remaining. We're not even halfway through this first period. There it is, 7-7.
You know
man, oh man, like lightning bolts.
I tell you, that is the most points that Danville has given up in the first quarter all year. Previously, they've only given up 6 points.
Per game.
Per the whole year.
Yes.
So I tell you what.
It's going to be a good one.
Lightning strikes.
Number 24 kicking off for Southern Columbia is Wes Lindemuth.
It's a squibber.
And a squibber because the Tigers want to keep the ball away from Carmen DeFrancesco, which they have done. Returning that kickoff is number 28, Kyle Sanders. He's brought down at about the 29-yard line. It's 1st and 10, Danville on their second possession.
What a great crowd they have here tonight. I'll tell you what, if you tried to put your car in here, good luck.
It was pretty bad trying to find a parking place. You're absolutely right. It's a great, great crowd here. But, you know, I think 2 years ago there was a better crowd than there is right now. I remember looking over to our right where the dike is. You not see the dike. There were so many people there. Danville on offense once more. Motion toward us here on the left side of the offensive set. The pass is away, and it is incomplete. The pass into double coverage, not really what you want to see from your quarterback. Kyle Winterstein not able to bring that one down. Justin Ross throws it into that double coverage, but fortunately it is incomplete.
They flood Winterstein out to that left-hand side of the flat and then roll Ross to the left-hand side and unable to come down, but he threw it high enough that only his guy could get it, and it just falls incomplete.
Second down and 10. Kyle Winterstein, a good target. He's 6'3", 215. Those of you who follow basketball know that Justin Ross is a very good basketball player, as is Kyle Winterstein. Split backs now in the backfield, and number 28 on that carry is Kyle Sanders. He is stacked up. Very little gain, if any. The Southern Columbia defense up to the challenge.
Carry in the play by number 28, Kyle Sanders. Stopped by number 86, Brad Sones.
That tackle by number 86, Brad Sones for Southern Columbia. As you're looking down there at the Southern defensive set, you can see that he's one of the big ones.
There you take a look at Coach Carm right there. Sanders, 3 carries. Carm DeFrancesco, 2 carries.
Yardage incalculable for DeFrancesco. Just a great average so far.
Going to go for it.
Oh, my.
One more time, he was open.
Number 24, the intended receiver, Brett Merrill. That defense supplied by number 20, Brett Myers. The pass is incomplete.
I tell you can't say enough about protection there, because Ross had all day long to pick out his target. He waited for him to come open. He was open for a second, just laid it a little bit long, and it brings up the 4th down.
Jeff Lowry, number 10, Andy Hordenberger, number 11, back to take the punt. That punt, very high, very long. Mike Bless had it. It had been touched. And Danville, wait a minute. We'll see what the referee says. Yep, Danville has it. I thought that's what it would be, because number 11 for Southern Columbia, Andy Hornberger, made a huge mistake. He settled into that punt and then let it hit him before he tried to get it. And it has been recovered by Scott Mertz, number 1 of Danville. It's like a long pass. Remember that pass that was dropped? That's exactly where it was, in that same vicinity.
I'll tell you what, he tried to field that punt over his head. That punt was a mile high.
1st and 10, Danville from the Southern Columbia 33-yard line. Danville with second life, I formation. Carmen DeFrancesco on the carry, and he is not able to cut the corner. That tackle by number 20, Brett Myers. Myers has really made a good account of himself. He broke up that pass just a second ago, and he got run over by a Mack truck named Carmen DeFrancesco in that last carry.
Yeah, I think Carm kind of got a stinger right there at the end of that play.
A little bit slow getting up, and he has come off the field. He is on the sideline being tended to. Taking his place as the tailback for Danville is number 28, Kyle Sanders. Number 99, Cheyenne Dewald, the fullback, and the pass is away, and it's incomplete. No. Great defense.
You think that was great
defense? Rode along the side, did number 20, Brett Myers, and Mike Haddad is not able to pull it down. He reached around at the last second to knock that ball away. I thought that was just great defense.
I tell you, Ross is 1 for 4, but the one that he connects on goes for the TD.
The passes are there. It's just that the defense for Southern Columbia is tremendous. And Southern Columbia, if you can get them, they're probably going to be had in the passing game much more so than the running game, because the line and linebackers are so big and so versatile. Passes away. It's incomplete.
Roll out to the left one more time. Little pressure on him that time, and it looks like they're trying to hit the guys on either side. They went long down the field once, and Carm DeFrancesco comes back into the game kind of gingerly, but I think if Ross has enough time, he should look for that to come open down the middle.
That's what he will do before much longer, I think. Number 86, Brad Sones, applied the hit on Justin Ross after that pass was thrown, and he He rang the chimes there for Justin Ross. It's fourth down for Danville, fourth down and 9, and there is the draw play. The draw play, excuse me, there's a penalty flag on the play. Penalty flag on the play. Number 28 on the carry is Kyle Sanders. Hold the phone. There is a penalty flag.
33-yard on the draw, and Southern came with the blitz.
Illegal motion against Danville.
And it'll be coming back. They were close to being in motion on the first play of this drive.
You could just see that hesitation there at the very beginning of the play, as there was just the slightest bit of motion. The draw play then goes for naught, but it was really well conceived. Kyle Sanders going all the way 33 yards for the touchdown. However, there was a penalty flag on the play, which I think is still out there. Isn't that the flag on the field out there?
Yeah, it still is. But it's still fourth down territory. They're going to be punting now. Try to pin him back. Blesnick
punting the ball over to the right side of the field. The ball comes back, and it is going to be down right there at the 5-yard line. Number 24 for Danville downs that, Brett Merrill. And Southern Columbia gets the ball again. However, they are 95 yards away from pay dirt. It's 1st and 10 from the 5.
Boy, Carm DiFrancesco, the coach, has the right play called for the defense. It goes for the TD, but the motion on the wingback or the flanker caused that one to be brought back. It looks like the flag's still on the field.
1st and 10, Southern Columbia. Delaware wing T set up, the two flankers, the fullback in the backfield, and Sean Gall has the football, but he's going nowhere. If you're going to try to run against the likes of Danville's number 50, Dean Reedy, number 52, Mike Finn, you might as well hang it up. You're going nowhere. Those two guys know how to play this game.
24, Brett Merrill.
Brett Merrill also in on that tackle. It's 2nd down and 9, 2nd down and 8, let's call it, after the 2-yard gain by Sean Gall. Again, the classic wing T setup. And the quarterback keeps the ball.
They cut it back towards the middle. Oh!
Kasky with just real fine foot movement. Able to pick up the first down. It's 1st and 10, Southern Columbia. Kyle Winterstein helped out on that tackle, and it was a cruncher. They caught Kasky right in the middle, but he bounced right back up, Bob.
I tell you, Kasky, the play designed to go to his left, he sees a little bit of a hole in the middle, and he cuts back across the grain and able to get that first down.
Excellent foot movement by Matt Kasky, number 13, in the white and black of Southern Columbia. The pass is away to Sean Gall. He is going to lose yardage.
Well, they had that one smelled out as they just flood Gall to his right, and I believe it was Winterstein.
Right, Kyle Winterstein, number 7 on the tackle.
And they will lose, what, about 3 on that?
Yeah, 3 yards. 2nd down, 13. There are 3 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the game. We're tied at 7. The Danville Ironmen scored first. The Southern Columbia Tigers struck right back with just a tremendous rush by Andy Hornberger. The pass is away from Kasky, and it is incomplete, but there is a penalty flag on the play. Now there was pass interference. That one, interference is going to be called on Justin Ross, number 8. Bob, the difference in those two plays is Justin Ross did not play the
pass
ball.
Interference, number 8. Automatic first down.
He simply did not play the ball. He played the man, and that is pass interference. You can get away with things if you're pretending at least to play the ball. But if you're playing the man, you're not looking back for the ball coming, that's going to be called pass interference. 1st and 10, Southern Columbia. The ball on the Southern 29-yard line. Gall on the carry. Sean Gall tripped up by number 8, Justin Ross, but not before a big gain.
Cut back across the middle again, and that is, Gall is a big guy. Gall comes into tonight's game at 187 carries for over 1,000 yards. 11 touchdowns, and he's averaging just under 6 yards a carry, and you can see why.
He's a horse. If you follow wrestling in the area, you know that Sean Gall is an outstanding wrestler for these Southern Columbia Tigers. Caskey back to pass. The pass is away, and it is complete. Number 26 on that reception, Sean Conahan. And he's tackled by number 24, Brett Merrill. Number one, Scott Mertz. I'm sorry on that tackle. Number one, Scott Mertz on the tackle. You see how Southern is setting up their passing game there by using the run. As you're looking at Jim Roth, the coach of the Southern Columbia Tigers, right there in the middle of your picture. He's had outstanding success, as has Carmen DeFrancesco here at Danville. Sean Gall on the trap. He's following the trap of his pulling guard, number 55. They trapped Cheyenne Dewald, and that play was exceptional. It is a first down again for the Southern Columbia Tigers. First and 10 from the Danville 31-yard line. And I'll tell you, Southern Columbia started at their own 5, Bob. They're making a great move here.
2 first downs in a row here. They are aided by the pass interference, but they're making it happen. And I tell you, you take a look at Gall out there compared to the other backs, the quarterbacks, and the other running back. He's huge.
Yeah, he is a big boy, and he is very strong. He's a specimen.
One more pass.
Caskey back to pass. The pass is intercepted. Number 8 on the interception, Justin Ross. And Southern Columbia is going to be turned away. Andy Hornberger, the intended receiver, but Ross able to steal that ball away from him, and Danville has averted the bullet, but they are now pinned deep in their own territory at the 10.
1:40 to go, and Ross kind of makes up for that boo-boo that he had on the pass interference, and he turns it his way now. He's got to come back as a quarterback and try to make it happen.
Danville with the I formation, wide receiver to the left side of the formation. DeFrancesco on the carry, and he is not going very far. Picked up maybe 1 or 2, but not much than that. Number 24, Lindemuth, is the tackler on the play. Gain of 1 at second down 9 with 1 minute 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We are tied at 7.
Carm DeFrancesco comes in as a leading rusher. 204 rushes, over 1,300 yards, 19 touchdowns, more than anybody, averaging 6.5 yards a carry, but not tonight.
Split backs now with the wide receiver to the right. And the ball is fumbled. And Southern Columbia has it. Southern Columbia has picked up that fumble. Number 72, I do believe, picked up the fumble. That would be Mike Fox.
I don't think the handoff ever happened between Ross and DeFrancesco, Carl, and Ross looked and DeFrancesco's already by.
Yep. Once you're moving in a direction, it's real difficult to spin your wheels and go back the other way. So here again, the pass was down there that was intercepted. Southern Columbia is now in a position where it's just like the pass was completed. They have a full house backfield. And number 32 on that carry, which is something that Southern does constantly, number 32, Nate Richard, what they do is they throw a back and then a fullback up into the line to block, and then Richard comes through behind them trying to pick up that yardage to make the touchdown. It's second and goal now from the Danville 7. Southern Columbia with possession of the football. We are tied at 7 each. Southern now with the remaining setback, fullback Sean Gall. The flankers are both right and left. Caskey with the ball, trying to cut it through, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Southern Columbia. Caskey just showed, again, tremendous foot movement. In fact, he hurdled the last Danville tackler and was able to get into the end zone for the touchdown with 18 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Attempting the extra point, number 24, Wes Lindemuth. The holder is 10, Jeff Lowry. Lindemuth's kick is up. It's a low one, and it's no good. It's off to the left. Score remains Southern Columbia 13, Danville 7. We'll be back for the kickoff right after this.
really can be a beach. Pacific Blue. Sunday at 8, only on USA Network.
Carl, I just wanted to look at the amount of times that Danville's put the ball on the ground. 21 times Danville's put the ball on the ground. They have only lost 9 of those 21, but this one, they have turned it over and it turns into a touchdown.
Well, Southern Columbia started at their own 5-yard line. We're methodically moving that ball down the field through the interception, but they were very patient, and they pounced on the mistake by the Danville Ironmen, the fumble, and they were able then to run that in for the touchdown. And that's the way a game like this can turn.
The guy who makes the mistakes makes the least amount of mistakes.
That's right. And both these teams, very, very good football programs.
I tell you, I don't know if Haddad was expecting that one, but he got a nice little return out of it.
Haddad, number 2, returning the kick.
Now that's the bad thing about squibbing it. Okay, you're going to squib it, not to get it in the hands of DeFrancesco, but Haddad took it on about the 35, and you get a 10-yard return here, you're already 1st and 10 with the ball on the 44-yard line.
1st and 10 Danville, wide receivers both sides, tight end here on the left side of the formation, split backs in the backfield. Justin Ross, back to pass.
Winterstein.
Now, over his head. Kyle Winterstein, number 7.
He got a good smack right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, that's, again, good defense, which Southern Columbia has been noted for that for a long, long time. You have got to beat them. They're not going to give the game away too often.
They had one of the linebackers coming up and put a pretty good lick on Winterstein, and it probably held him up just slightly, Carl, and he couldn't get flooded out into that left-hand flat to get the reception.
Wide receivers again, left and right. Tight end now to the right side of the formation, split backs in the backfield, and carrying the ball this time, I believe, is number, 28. Yep, number 28 on the carry.
45-yard line.
That would be Kyle Sanders. And that's the end of the first period. Our score, the Southern Columbia Tigers 13, the Danville Ironmen 7. But remember, Danville has the football. We'll be back with the second quarter after these messages.
Our biggest and toughest ATVs are bigger and tougher than ever this year. Our new and improved torque converter design smooths out power delivery over a wider operating range, proving best what Kawasaki is known for, rugged dependability. More horses have been added for quicker acceleration, as has a carburetor heater for smooth operation when the weather gets cold and nasty. Kawasaki's Prairie ATVs, conceived, built, and fine-tuned for enthusiasts just like you. Come visit us at Kurtz Kawasaki, 3 miles east of Allenwood.
Ham's Bakery has the best homemade cookies around. A full-line eat-in bakery offering pies, pastries, cookies, donuts, bread rolls, and bagels. Visit each day for specials from sticky buns to shoe-fly pie. Sit and enjoy a cup of Maxwell House coffee and try one of our specialty syrups. Ham specializes in beautifully decorated wedding cakes with fountains and stairways to brighten that special day. Ham's Bakery and Coffee Shop now at 2 locations, 54 Broadway Milton and Route 15 Allenwood.
Size. Size. The Hull Sizer team is hopping to take care of the area's automotive needs. From our great sales team to our quality parts and service department and body shop. Don't forget Hull Sizer for the complete line of Chevy cars and trucks, because your dollar goes farther. So hop on in to Hull Sizer Chevrolet, located on Route 54 in Montgomery.
The law firm of Robert E. Benyon, located at 205 Broadway in Milton, handles the general practice of law, including divorce and domestic matters, wills and estates, real estate and mortgages, business formation and bankruptcy, and Social Security disability. For your consultation, call 742-9677.
From start to finish, Tees Plus can design your graphics for t-shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, and hats, delivered to you a custom look you'll be proud to wear. Choose from our colorful holiday and everyday t-shirts with over 3,000 graphics to choose from. You'll enjoy our special Christian tees, great for your church, Sunday school, or youth group. Your high school colors and accessories are a great gift idea with 4-color layouts and embroidery available for all jackets and hats. Stop by and pick out a shirt and graphic and watch your shirt being made at Tees Plus, 252 Mill Street, Danville.
We're looking into the Danville Ironmen huddle. You see number 99 there, that's Cheyenne Dewald. He has been out for 4 games. He had mononucleosis, and he has been a real mainstay for Danville because he's a fullback. Look at the size of that boy. He is a fullback, so teams have got to respect him, not only for his blocking, but also for the probability that he's going to get the football a few times during the game. You've got to take care of him. If he gets into the defensive backfield where the guys are 130, 140 pounds, Cheyenne Dewald can make mincemeat real fast.
25 carries for 121 yards, and he missed 4 games. But again, primarily the blocking back in that lineup.
Danville heading now in the other direction as they have reversed their field. We're beginning the second quarter here at Danville. Southern Columbia 13, Danville 7. The scores have been very quick for the most part, although the second one came after a fumble. The Danville Ironmen fumbled it. Southern Columbia able to go the 7 yards or so for the touchdown. Danville now with the football. Justin Ross back to pass, and there's a screen pass.
They need a first down.
To Carmen DeFrancesco, and he is going absolutely nowhere. The tackle by number 86, Brad Sones. Pickup of about...
I'm thinking -2.
Oh, really? Yep, you're right. -2 is right. The ball now on the Danville 44-yard line, which is where they started this drive. And the Danville Ironmen will have to punt the ball away.
8 rushes for 15 yards goes Danville. Passes 2 for 7.
Lesnock's punt is going to take a Southern Columbia bounce. The ball is out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Southern Columbia from their own 38-yard line. And again, Southern has terrific field position. You know, Bob, coming into this game, I thought that the kickoff would go deep into the end zone, Blesnick's kickoff, and that Southern would have to start on their 20, but they've had good field position so far in every drive they've started.
Except the one
where they
scored on it anyway.
Right. 1 remaining setback, and there is a penalty flag. Now what happened as Sean Gall is making a nice run, however, number 11, Andy Hornberger, came up, went across the formation, and he cut it up the field, and that's going to be illegal motion. He cut it up the field before the snap of the ball. Yep, illegal motion. So says our referee, Roger Williams.
Illegal motion, number 11, offense, 5 yards, first down.
I tell you, we've had Roger Williams on several games. Yeah. I tell you, he's the guy that I like the best because he tells you what the deal is.
Right.
You can hear him, and he's out there, keeps good control of the game.
It's a 5-yard penalty. It's first down 15. A 5-yard penalty, but it also took away that nice run by Sean Gall.
First penalty for the Tigers.
Trying the same thing again. This time Hornberger cuts at the right time. Ooh. And there, oh boy.
That is great defense by Mertz.
Scott Mertz timed that perfectly and was able to knock the ball away. The pass is incomplete.
I tell you, both teams coming out bombs away here. 2 for 4 for Southern Columbia. And we've already seen 7 attempts for Danville. As you get a look at the Danville defensive huddle.
Southern breaks the offensive huddle. Let's see, this time they have a wide receiver to the right side, flankers left and right, and there goes Hornberger back across the formation. The pitch to John Gall, and he's able to break 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and he is brought down then by number 24 and his friends. That would be Brett Merrill, as well as several other Danville defensive players.
3rd down and 12.
Gain of 3 yards. It's 3rd down now and 12 with 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Southern Columbia leads it 13-7 over the Danville Ironmen.
7 rushes for 23 yards for Gall. Hornberger 1 rush for a mere 70 yards.
Counterplay. It was just perfectly set up. And there's Hornberger. Hutkaski back to pass. And he is not going anywhere. He is brought down.
Give him a loss of about 5 on that one.
Tackle the play by number 73, Metcalf, and 50, Dean Reedy.
Number 50, Dean Reedy, along with number 28, Costa,
what Danville needed, and it puts Southern Columbia into that punting situation, and they are able to go 3 and out.
Brett Merrill 24, Carmen DeFrancesco 20. Merrill will take the fair catch, and he does so at his own 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Danville Ironmen.
Take over 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Well, I tell you, those guys that receive these punts, they deserve a lot of credit, don't they?
They have to have ice water in their veins. You hear somebody coming down on you screaming his lungs out, you know that if you bobble that for a second, you're going to be pulverized. It really does take nerves of steel. 1st and 10 Danville from their own 40. They trail by 6, 13-7 with 9 minutes, 29 seconds remaining first half. Sanders in motion, the pitch to Carmen DeFrancesco.
Good block right there.
Good blocking at the point of attack, which is around the right corner.
Boy, Merrill had a good shield block, and he was just, Sanders had a good shield block. He was just able to push his man, hold him up long enough for Carmen DeFrancesco to turn the corner and gain 8.
2nd and 2.
Number 24, Wes Lindemuth. Number 25, Pete Trotmetter on the tackle for Southern Columbia.
I believe that was Gall you were getting a look at, or is that number 50? Jason Mills.
Split backs for Danville. Wide receivers both sides. Tight end to the left side of to the right side of the formation. Excuse me. And that was a blitz by the linebacker on the outside, number 25 for Southern, Trotmetter.
Yeah, Trotmetter came up there. I think they. I don't know if it's. It looked like I think that's a bad spot because I think DeFrancesco was ahead a lot closer to the stick.
At any rate, it is 3rd down and 1 for Danville. I formation backfield, and you see where the football game is won and lost right there in that line of scrimmage. If your lineman can blow the other lineman out of the way, you're going to win most games.
Another block.
Francesco for the 1st down.
D-Wall throws the block right there to kick his man out and allow DeFrancesco to get about a 4-yard gain on that, but it moves the sticks.
Mike Schaffler, number 71 on the tackle. You're seeing Carmen DeFrancesco move back into the huddle.
Only the second first down they've gotten.
I think he's still feeling the effects of that one shot that he took earlier in the game. He's just not moving as he usually does. 7 minutes, 40 seconds in a half.
2 good blocks from the backfield.
Split backs, and there's the fake. Kyle Winterstein in and out of his hands. That's too bad because that could have been a nice gain.
That would have been probably at least the first down there. Thrown at Winterstein's knees.
Right.
Good fake up the middle to DeFrancesco. Good play action there. And a quick pop, maybe a 2-step drop. Boom. He hits Winterstein at the knees. Winterstein unable to handle that rocket.
It was a laser, wasn't it?
It was.
And with a 2nd down and 10, the Ironmen leave 1 back in the backfield. That's number 28, Sanders. So now Southern has a different problem. DeFrancesco is a pass receiver, and there he goes. The pass is intended for him, and it is a number 20 that catches it, but it's a Southern Columbia player. Number 20 on that return of the interception, Brett Myers. Southern takes over, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
I'm not exactly sure what happened on that because there was nobody from Danville. I don't know who the intended receiver was, Carl.
It seems to me that Ross expected Carmen DeFrancesco to cut it into the post, and he didn't for one reason or another. He probably looked at the defense and saw that wasn't possible because there were 3 or 4 white shirts right in that general vicinity. Right, it's a blitz.
Yeah, and Gall almost breaks it.
Number 99, Cheyenne Dewald on the tackle.
I couldn't get that out. I could see him inching up and inching up.
2nd down and 1, maybe 2 yards for the 1st down. The ball on the 44-yard line, the Southern Columbia 44-yard line. They have the football. They also have the lead, 13-7. Caskey back to pass. The pass is away, and it's complete. Number 26 on that reception is Sean Conahan, the tight end. And the tackle made by Scott Mertz, number 1. First and 10, Southern Columbia.
40-yard line, first and 10.
You know, Bob, I really thought that this game was going to be a game of defenses, but so far the offenses have been pretty doggone impressive.
I tell you, that Southern line is doing a good job. One sack.
Sean Goal on the carry, following his blockers to perfection. Now that tackle was made by Cheyenne Dewald, number 99. He simply stuck one of those big arms of his up there and was able to knock down Sean Gall. Not before a 3-yard gain at second down 7.
I don't think Danville's played like this since the first game.
Well, they haven't had a team like this to play against probably all season. Southern Columbia by now has ironed out the wrinkles, and they're ready to go.
Another inside handoff up the middle.
And I believe Sean Gall, number 35 on the carry again. He gets a couple of yards, but they were really tough ones. That's the nice thing about a player like Sean Gall. He can go inside because he has the size to do it, but he has the speed to get outside if he needs to also. That Delaware wing T formation really works when you have a player of his caliber out there, as Southern has had great running backs over the years. And there's a penalty flag on the play, and this stops the action, so we can assume that it's illegal motion by the line, the Southern Columbia line.
False start, number 55, offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
False start by the line.
Third and 11.
The offensive line of Southern Columbia. It's a 5-yard penalty. Third down now and 11. Southern on the Danville 41-yard line. We're just over 5:10 to play in the first half. Southern Columbia comfortably ahead with the 6-point lead. Caskey drops back, throws the pass, and he throws it out of bounds.
Now baby's in the stands.
Well, number 32 is over there. That would be Nate Richard, and he is certainly an eligible pass receiver. Now, you know and I know he threw it out of bounds to avoid being sacked and losing that yardage, but referees don't call it that way. They can't call everything. Deep to accept the punt. Number 20, Carmen DeFrancesco. Number 24, Brett Merrill. Sean Gall, Mr. Everything for Southern Columbia, will punt the ball away. And there is the punt by Gall. Bobbled a bit by Merrill, number 24. He's able to bring it up to about the 17-yard line, where Danville will take over first and 10. So that was a decent drive by Southern Columbia. It did, however, stall thanks to the defense of Danville, and the Ironmen now get another offensive chance.
Well, they've got to not stall here on offense.
Oh, they've lots of time. They have the whole second half. You know they're going to go in at halftime and make some adjustments. They're going to come out with a lot of fire in their eyes. They're going to be fine in the second half. Split backs, and DeFrancesco on the carry.
Another good block there.
Good defensive play also by number 24, Wes Lindemuth.
Sanders able to kick the block out again, but the hole was quickly filled.
Something that the linebackers and defensive backs for Southern have always done is to fill those empty holes. If they see something developing, they're immediately up there plugging the gaps. That's exactly what happened there.
So they've run that play a couple of times now. I think they got it down, both teams, because they go ahead and make the kick-out block, and there was somebody from Southern to make the tackle.
Second down 6, I formation backfield. DeFrancesco, the tailback, he has the ball, and he's going to pass it.
That's going out of bounds.
Yep.
Nothing doing there.
Passes away, and it is incomplete, way out of bounds. Now there, do you think that should have been a penalty flag on that one? It was the same idea.
Well, it wasn't in the stands. I don't know if you're DeFrancesco, or you're saying, am I going to heave this thing? He waited and waited and waited and waited.
He was waiting for somebody to break open. Nobody did.
Nobody broke open there.
Probably, the pass was probably intended for number 24, Brett Merrill, but Merrill got lost somewhere here on the sideline. Did not ever break down field. I formation backfield. Wide receiver to the left side of the formation. Tight end here on the right side, Kyle Winterstein. Fake to DeFrancesco. Ross back to pass, and
intercepted, but a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. And number 28 on the interception is Mitch Fetterman. However, there is a penalty flag on the play.
Right on the 32-yard line.
Interference, number 19 on the white.
Pass interference on number 19? I don't think so. There is no number 19 for Southern California. But the pass interference is there. Must be number 18. That would be Garrett Burbenik. Garrett Burbenik, the pass interference. Danville retains possession of the football, and they get another series of downs. It's 1st and 10. Southern Columbia from their own Danville from their own 36-yard line.
Another first down. They were able to get on that. And that, again, only 3 first downs.
Again, Danville lines up in that strange-looking 3-back formation, 2 tailbacks and the fullback Cheyenne Dewald. A crossbuck sort of action in the backfield. DeFrancesco in the carry. He is tackled by Wes Lindemuth, number 24.
I don't know what you call that, a strong eye,
well, usually
big-time power eye.
Usually the power eye has the
eye with
back,
a dot?
A back to the right. An eye with a dot.
An eye with a dot.
That's what
Super eye, they tell me.
3 minutes remaining, first half. Danville driving here, trying to set up the touchdown to either tie the game or to go ahead. Split backs in the backfield, wide receivers to both sides. DeFrancesco on the carry, he's got the first down. Tackle by number 86 for Southern Columbia, Brad Sones, who has had himself quite a game.
He certainly has. I was just taking a look at DeFrancesco. He's still limping up a little bit.
Yeah, he was tagged pretty good on that one tackle earlier in the first quarter. Could be that he's starting to stiffen up a little bit.
And it is getting colder as the temperature drops.
Split backfield, wide receivers left and right, and there is the pass. It is complete to Mike Haddad, number 2, and Danville has yet another first down, 1st and 10 for the Ironmen from the Southern Columbia 41-yard line.
3 complete passes so far for Ross he had 10, DeFrancesco had 1 for 72 yards. And the first down.
1st and 10.
2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the half.
DeFrancesco on the carry, breaks it outside. And he is brought down by number 18, Garrett Babenik.
Boy, Merrill had the block that sprung DeFrancesco. Even though it wasn't a huge gain, it was a gain of about 6 yards. But still, that was the block. You could see that one coming. I think he whacked Hornberger. I don't know if Hornberger even seen him coming.
Brett Merrill, number 24, came back and sealed off that hole so that DeFrancesco could make up the yardage that he made on the play. 5 yards, 2nd down, 5. Ross back to pass. The pass complete to Merrill. And Merrill able to put down the hand and get some additional yardage. Danville now very deep in Southern Columbia territory. However, time is becoming a factor. 1 minute, 18 seconds remaining in the first half. And you see Danville sitting up in the shotgun formation. Very quickly getting the pass away, and it is complete.
For the touchdown, I believe.
No, down to the 5. Inside the 5 to Brett Merrill, probably the 4-yard line. It is 1st and goal for the Danville Ironmen from their own 4-yard line. 1 minute, 7 seconds remaining. Danville calls the timeout. It is 1st and goal for Danville. And Coach DeFrancesco wants his entire offensive team back there. He's going to talk to the whole bunch of them, telling them exactly what it is he wants, because he's got to think about the time here. 1 minute, 7 seconds remaining. That time can go very quickly, especially when you're near the goal line. You're looking into the Danville huddle as Coach DeFrancesco is exhorting his players, telling them exactly what it is he wants them to do.
That pass play goes for about 13 yards. 109 yards passing so far tonight for the Ironmen, and it looks like early they were going to go for the pass, and the passes have come early and the passes have come often for both teams.
Well, you know, if you're coaching against either of these teams, what you're probably saying to yourself is, you know, we're not going to do much against either line. We better try those defensive backs, and that's what has worked most successfully so far. But you see, even at that, the backs are beginning to make adjustments, and it's getting dangerous out there. Been interceptions and near interceptions on both sides.
What do you do here? You shoot it right up the gut?
That's what I would do. First and goal from the 4. And DeFrancesco following the tackle, and he is in for the touchdown. Carmen DeFrancesco for the touchdown. It is all tied now at 13. The extra point attempt about ready to be tried. Number 4, I'm sorry. Number 4, Chris Pride setting up for the point after. Holding is quarterback Justin Ross.
Boy, I'd like to see a fake and a two-pointer here. Cool.
Why go for 2 points? Might as well try one that's more accurate and probably, going to be good. You're still ahead by 1. If you're ahead by 2, still a field goal can beat you. Just go for 1.
You know me.
You are one that likes risks, aren't you?
I am a risk taker. That's why I'm up here.
14-13 with 1:02 remaining in the first half. Hey, don't go away. It's been exciting so far. There's lots more football to come your way.
Be a part of the struggle to save lives. Trauma, life in the ER.
Shock coming down.
TLC's revealing look into actual emergency rooms. Doctors, nurses, and patients fight for every heartbeat. Trauma, life in the ER. Tuesdays at 8, only on TLC. Adventures for your mind.
I stumbled upon an unexpected story named Romance. She flirted with me in Venice, had me spellbound in San Francisco. Or was I watching the Travel Channel?
If you want romantic getaways, there's only one place to go. Everywhere we do. The Travel Channel, now from the Discovery Channel.
Right away with the Travel Channel.
You take a look at the Danville cheerleaders. Now they have something to cheer about as they find their Ironmen up by a point with a $1.02 left in the half. Look for a squib kick here, Carl.
Blesnick, number 15, however, is very capable of putting that ball in the end zone. We've both seen him do it. I would kick away. I would kick away and try to get that ball in the end zone, put Southern Columbia deep. Nope, you're right, Bob. They're going to squib it.
And it goes over the head.
Oh, my.
Almost misplayed.
Now, let me tell you something about that kick. 10 yards, and that's a free ball. So if you're the Southern Columbia Tigers, you have to get on that baby.
You can't let it go over your head and watch it.
First and 10, Southern Columbia. They're on their own 34-yard line with 59 seconds remaining first half. Danville now leads it by 1, 14-13.
Do you go bombs away here or play a conservative into the halftime?
Go bombs away, why not? Nope, they're going to try a counter.
And they got Richard.
Nothing.
Yeah, Richard runs about 50 yards sideways and 1 up the field.
Nate Richard on the carry for about 3, but there was nowhere to go. He had nowhere to go. The lineman for Danville just strung that play out. Sean Gall, number 35, on the carry, and he fumbles the football. What would they say on ESPN? Danville with the football and 28 seconds to work with. Now you go bombs away, Bob.
Definitely. Now is the time. You got 28 seconds, like you said. You got 3-4 plays towards the end zone. Or you got Pride on side that may be able to do something with a three-pointer if given the opportunity.
They've got to go at least 20 yards further down the field, though. That's a long, long way to try a field goal.
Out of the gun.
Out of the shotgun with wide receivers, both sides, two of them meet the side, and there's the blitz. Oh, and there's
not a fumble.
Now there, I would have called a penalty on that one. I'm sorry, I would have called a penalty. He was in the grasp, and he simply threw the ball into the ground. Justin Ross.
Yeah, but in high school football, again, no in the grasp. But again, he was on his way, and I think the fans have a very good point to say, you know.
Well, the Southern Columbia coaches are letting the referees know they didn't appreciate that no call. Ross was in the clutches of 4 or 5 defensive players. He simply threw the ball into the ground to avoid being tackled with that loss.
Which, as the quarterback, that's what you want to do.
Oh yeah, but you can't make it look that obvious. You have to have at least somebody in the vicinity when you throw that ball down there.
That was blatantly obvious. Of everybody in the stadium knew what he was doing.
And there's Jim Ross still arguing with the referee.
And the call is, yeah, he's really jawing. Call made, he's not going to change it.
Oh, no. There won't be any call. And what will happen?
But, you know, yeah, right, he's going to jaw, right. And then it's not going to go his way.
Either that or he's going to get a 15-yard penalty on him. Ross comes up behind center this time. I still think it's going to be a pass. Nope, it's going to be, yes it is.
It's a shovel.
Flea flicker. Mike Haddad.
Is he going to get out of bounds?
He got out of bounds with 14 seconds remaining. Now, if you're Coach DeFrancesco, you take one more shot at the end zone, and then you bring in Mr. Pride. The flea flicker worked to perfection, and Ross found number 2, Mike Haddad, for the big gain.
So it goes from what? It goes from Ross to Merrill, back to Ross.
And down to Haddad. 14 seconds.
And he got one timeout left.
And Carmen DeFrancesco on the carry, brings it back to the right side, and he is down.
Now you got to call timeout.
Yeah, you got to call her fast. Excuse me, have to call it fast. It continues to run. I don't know, the referee.
Yeah, the referee, Ross, I'm pointing like you can see that. Ross went to the referee, Roger Williams, and called timeout. Roger Williams was waving his hands, even though Carmen DeFrancesco wasn't even up yet. But they're going to give Pride a shot at it.
3 seconds remaining, and Chris Pride, number 4, will attempt the field goal. It will come from probably the 17 or 18-yard line. Add another 10 yards for the end zone. It's going to be 27 or 28 yards on the attempt. And certainly, certainly Chris Pride has the leg to do that.
Yeah, he does. I think he's kicked at least one.
5 seconds. 5 seconds.
5 seconds they want on. Let me see here. Pull my expert stat out. Chris Pride, 37 point after touchdowns and 2 field goals. Got himself some points, 43 points.
You're looking there at the story of this game up to the first half. 5 seconds remaining. 14-13. Danville leads it. They're trying to tack on an additional 3 points. Chris Pride to attempt it. The kick is up, 27 yards, and it is good. That's the end of the first half. Our score, the Danville Ironmen 17, the Southern Columbia Tigers 13, and Mr. Roth is coming over to complain to Roger Williams again because after that kick was a sign. I know what he's saying. How can the time be out? It didn't take 5 seconds to kick that ball. That's exactly what he's saying, and he is not a happy camper. Doesn't matter. Score remains, and the time is gone. The first half is over. Danville 17, Southern Columbia 13. Go get yourself something to eat, but hurry back. We'll be back with the second half right after this.
Tonight's CCN Sports Spotlight on high school football is being brought to you by Holsizer Chevrolet, Church Kawasaki, Village Fireplace, Turbinville National Bank, D&H Motors, Milton Trans, and Bakery, Spangler Motors, is True Value. And Robert E. Binion. Looking for a good quality used vehicle? We have 4x4s, sport utilities, pickup trucks, vans, and sedans with options and low mileage and warranties are available. Whether your vehicle is new or used, keep it running in top performance with B&H Motors Parts and Service Departments. Our service department will be glad to help you with your warranty work as needed, and of course any general maintenance of your new and used vehicle. And if the need arises, use our body shop with over 30 years of bodywork experience. B&H Motors, family owned and operated since 1936, Route 45, west of Lewisburg.
You better believe a pain like this, from a soul like this. Go on like this, live on like this, and look like this, give you pride like this, cause it's true.
Get Easy Care Flat Latex Paint. It's available in over 2,000 custom colors. Now on sale for only $14.99 a gallon at Alice True Value.
True Value Paint. Great paint, great store.
For the freshest meat in all of Northumberland County, there's no other place but Mertz Meats. Our meat is processed here on site. Sausage is stuffed. Pork chops are smoked in our own smokehouse. Beef is cut, wrapped, and frozen in quarters and halves. Delicious meats start here first. Mertz Meats, Route 147 in Northumberland. The freshest meat in all of Northumberland County.
Curves for Women welcomes you to their 30-minute fitness and weight loss center. Curves is a unique circuit training system combining hydraulic-resistant machines with aerobic recovery stations. Music and a knowledgeable instructor will help motivate you to a workout designed to meet your target goals. Memberships vary from annual to our most popular $29 a month. So try our 30-day challenge to lose inches at a place where fitness and weight loss can put those curves back where they belong. Curves for Women, 518 Walnut Street, Danville.
At Hawkins Chevrolet, they're not just your #1 dealership, they're your first choice for auto parts.
If you're in the market for quality auto parts and accessories, you want only the best. Hawkins Chevrolet in Danville.
Hawkins Chevrolet is an official Good Wrench service center.
And that means we have genuine GM parts, made by the company that made the car.
Hawkins Chevrolet knows price is important.
We guarantee that our GM parts and accessories are the lowest you'll find.
Hawkins Chevrolet, they're your genuine GM parts dealer.
We're watching the captains walk back onto the field toward each other, and we're going to have the announcement again. By Roger Williams.
Before you defend it. Okay, you're going to stand on your backs to the scoreboard. That's the way you're kicking, right? Okay. Danville choice. And they will receive this half. Okay, good second half.
Before this second half begins, we do have some first half stats. Bob, go ahead with those.
For the Danville Ironmen, they have 17 points. They had garnered 6 first downs, only 53 yards rushing. Passing between Ross and DeFrancesco, they were 6 for 15 with 1 interception, 146 yards through the air, total offense just under 200 at 199 yards. They had 2 penalties for 15 yards, and they turned the ball over twice, once on a fumble and once on an interception.
That penalty very costly, I might add, because that's the one that was the draw play for the touchdown.
Southern Columbia Tigers had 13 points on the board, 3 first downs, 121 yards rushing. They had 1 big rush, passing 3 for 6 with 1 interception for 37 yards. Total offense, 158 yards, 3 penalties for 20, which kept Danville's drive alive. They turned the ball over 3 times, fumbled it twice, and the 1 interception.
Wes Lindemuth on the kickoff. It is a squibber. And it is going to go out of bounds.
Oh, that's the smart play there.
Well, it's a smart play, but it also is going to help Danville very, very much because they're going to take the ball.
No, it was a smart play on Danville to let it roll.
Oh, yeah, right. Danville will undoubtedly take the ball at the 35. That would be, I would think, the smart thing to do, take it at the 35 instead of having them kick over.
Kickoff out of bounds, untouched. 5-yard penalty against the kicking team. Re-kick.
Oh, they're going to make him kick. Now, this one you don't see very often.
Not in high school football, you don't, that's for sure.
You can take it where it goes out. You can take it on the 35, or you can have them re-kick, and that's what they're going to do, re-kick.
Wes Lindemuth again will put his foot into it. Carmen DeFrancesco, number 20, at the deepest of that tandem of kickoff receivers. Number 24, Brett Merrill. Number 28, Kyle Sanders, also back there with DeFrancesco. And Lindemuth will again attempt to kick off to begin the second half. This time again, a squibber. Mike Haddad. Oh, boy. My, oh, my. You need to get on that football because once it goes 10 yards, it is a free ball. Haddad able to pounce on it there.
Let's go ahead and recap the scoring. Danville drew first blood, 62-yard pass to Carmen DeFrancesco with 8:08 to go. The second score came from Hornberger, a 70-yard run at 7:16, and the score was 7-7. I'll get the rest of them after this.
That was the counter, if you recall. Let's see, Danville motion toward the left side of the formation. Carmen DeFrancesco coming back right. Oh, my. Slips down.
Loses his footing right there.
He picks up a couple. It's second in.
And then a few minutes later, well, quite a few minutes later, almost 7 minutes later, excuse me, number 13, Matt Caskey, had a 6-yard run into the end zone, and the extra point was no good, making the score 7-13. Then Danville had scored twice, one unanswered touchdown, and then a field goal by Chris Pride to bring where we're at 17-13.
DeFrancesco on the fumble. Now that ball was fumbled. It was, and Southern Columbia has recovered. In fact, the recovery was made by number 71, Mike Schaffler. That fumble, I would say, was Justin Ross's fault because he never really put the ball in Carmen DeFrancesco's belly.
And that's the second time that handoff has been muffed, and the second time that they've lost it. And as we said earlier, they came in putting the ball on the ground 21 times coming into tonight's game.
One remaining setback. The classic Delaware wing tee, and there's a fumble. Oh, my!
What a hit.
I think Danville has it. Nope. They don't. Number 35, Sean Gall, able to pounce on that fumble, but it took him forever to get on it. He just looked at the ball for the longest time.
That's where you're the running back. You've got to, you're almost to the point of no return. Pitch now. And then by the time the quarterback's ready to get the smack laid down on him, he's pitching and you're not ready for it.
Second down and 18. Split backs in the backfield.
There's a reverse.
And there's the reverse is right.
What a tackle.
Good play. Excellent play by number 73 for Danville, Matt Gerst. He was ready for it, and he was going nowhere. He just stood his ground to make the tackle.
I believe that's the same play that they went for 70 to get the touchdown.
Didn't I tell you they were going to make adjustments here, these Danville Ironmen? They certainly did. They were ready for that play.
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have what?
Told me that they were going to make adjustments.
Matt Caskey. Hornberger in motion. Caskey back to pass.
Oh, good. He stepped right up.
Excellent play. Good job by Matt Caskey.
Scott
Mertz. Pass complete to number 10 for Southern Columbia, Jeff Lowry.
Mertz makes that tackle, and it keeps them from getting the first down. It'll bring up a fourth down. I'm assuming you're in four down territory here with the ball spotted on the 32-yard line.
I would say. If I'm Jim Roth, I'm going for it. And Southern, well, this is one of the big plays in this game, especially if Southern Columbia is able to make it. Sean Gall.
It's going to be close.
Very close. Oh, he's over. He's over.
Yeah.
He's got it.
He's got to go to he's got to go to the 30, and he's over to the 28-yard line.
First and 10 for Southern Columbia from the Danville 28. So Southern taking advantage now of the Danville fumble. Should they go on to score, this would be the second touchdown that Southern Columbia has been able to score on Danville fumbles. Caskey hands off to Gall. Gall stood up by number 50, Dean Reedy, until help arrives, and then Sean Gall goes down.
Almost looks like a different Danville defense out there because now they're plugging the holes.
Well, if you're Southern, then what are you going to do?
Pass.
That's right. You're going to try a pass right here. Try to loosen up those linebackers and those linemen, or a pitch to the outside. Sean Gull, good gain.
35, Sean Gull on the carry across the
Tackle by number 24 for Danville, Brett Merrill. He's helped along with several other Danville players, but Merrill was there at first hit. It's third down now and 5. 3rd and 5 with 8 minutes, 13 seconds remaining. Danville 17-13. We are in the third quarter. Split backs for Southern. Hornberger with the ball. Number 11, Hornberger. Oh, good job. Excellent defensive reaction by Carmen DeFrancesco on the safety blitz.
Good pursuit to the outside, and it did not allow Hornberger to really get it turned upfield. As a result, he loses it maybe a yard or two, but a good outside pursuit there.
Again, Southern faces a 4th down situation. They have split backs, a wide receiver way out to the right side of the formation. And Caskey throwing the ball. That's going to be extremely close.
Look at his spot and see where it's at.
I think it's it is a first down. Roger Williams doesn't even have the chains come in. He knows it's a first down. 1st and 10 for Southern Columbia, and they are still on the drive. And that's the second 4th down that Southern has gone, and they've made it both times. 1st and 10.
Very good play calling by Jim Roth.
Ball on the 17, the Danville 17-yard line. Sean Gull on the carry.
Quick hitter right up the middle.
And there is a fumble, I believe. No fumble.
I think Gull lost a shoe.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you saw, a shoe fly.
That could be. That could be. I believe if you play back your tape recorder on that, you're going to find that number 99, Cheyenne Dewald, made that tackle. He clipped the ankles of Sean Gull, who was there
Give a flat.
tying up those shoes.
6:52 left here in the third. A 4-point lead by Danville. Looks questionable at this juncture.
Gain of 4 at 2nd down 6. 1 remaining setback. The classic Delaware wing D in the motion toward the left side of the formation. Here comes Nate Richard. Oh, my.
And they're going to probably have a hold, I would think.
Now, that in my mind was not a real good call. Number 55, Tony Matarani, was on the ground, and he simply was lying on top of one of the Danville players. I mean, how do you get out of there?
Yeah,
I don't know that you can call that a hold.
Unless you bring him down.
Well, that could
stay
be.
on him.
That could be. It's going to be 10 yards from the point of the foul.
Number 55, offense, 10 yards from the spot, 2nd down.
10 yards from the spot of the foul, so that could be a sizable penalty, especially if it's behind the line of scrimmage.
Which it was in front of the line of scrimmage, and that'll now be 2nd, probably 18.
Yep, 2nd and 18, I would say. For Southern Columbia, Caskey coming up behind center. 1 setback. Nate Richard in motion. He has the football, but the handoff goes backward to Andy Hornberger. Hornberger jumps the Danville defenders, and he is in for the touchdown.
Boy, you got to make that tackle there, Carl. You have got to make that tackle. Good pursuit to the outside, but Hornberger able to hurdle and get the touchdown on the same type of a play that he scored the first time on.
Now, Bob, I don't know if you remember Andy Hornberger from last year's track season, but he has the speed out there for Southern Columbia. He's the one with the foot speed. Once he broke through, he broke around that corner, it was going to be awfully tough for Danville to catch up to him. Number 24 now to attempt the point after is Wes Lindemuth. Lindemuth kick is up, and it's good. 6 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in the third period. Southern Columbia now 20, Danville 17. We'll be back with further action right after these messages.
You can't rent them. You can't buy them. You can't find them. But we've got them. It's not on home video. Every week, all year long, we've got rare gems with big stars, everyone from Orson Welles to Raquel Welch, in ways you've never seen them before. You won't find them in the video store. You will find them Saturday mornings at 10. Not on home video. Only on Cinemax.
Roll out the red carpet for the first ladies of Fairy Tale Land. Wow. Where star power rules. With a royal twist. Sharon Stone is Henny Penny. Mary Hart is Lucy Goosey. Alan Dershowitz is Turkey Lurkey. Geraldine Ferraro. And New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, Henny Penny. An all-new HBO animated special from the Happily Ever After Fairy Tales for Every Child series.
TBS and Richard Penn want you to know your next on the Superstation.
You're looking at the concern on the face of Coach DeFrancesco from the Danville Ironmen. His Ironmen have put the ball on the ground twice. Southern has recovered twice, and they have taken both of those fumbles in for touchdowns. That's something that I'm sure is of great, great concern of his. He is not very happy with his team right at the moment. 6:22 to go in the third quarter. There's still so much time left that time is not even worthy of being mentioned. But Danville has got to quit making those mistakes, especially deep in their own territory. Wes Lindemuth to kick off for the Southern Columbia Tigers. This time a long kick. Carmen DeFrancesco taking the kickoff, number 20. Picking the hole, looking around, and bringing it all the way up to the 37-yard line. Brought down there by number 86, Brad Sones, and number 6, Al Kihaki.
I think he got a finger in the eye or something.
Falls at the Ironman 36-yard line.
Oh, you know what happened? Somebody threw mud in his face. He just made that motion that somebody threw mud on my face.
Teams very close in proximity.
They know each other very well. And for this game and other athletic contests, they don't like each other very well, but they know each other, they respect each other, and deep down it's a respect that we're talking about. Ross, back to pass. Looking.
He better dump it.
Getting out of trouble, and he's finally brought down on a shoestring tackle by number 79, Nick Fisher.
That one you have to trust your receivers when they see you start to scramble to start coming back to you, so you have at least an opportunity to make a play. But Ross ends up losing a couple on that one, but he dodged a couple of tacklers.
You know, Bob, you can start to see the anxiety, I guess is the word, in this Danville team. They have this undefeated season going. They don't want to lose that. And you can see that they're starting to press a little bit. It's very early. They have lots of time. As DeFrancesco again makes a nice run. Tackled by number 71 for Southern Columbia, Mike Schaffler.
They've already clinched the CSC Division I.
And they're in the playoffs. That's a given.
Danville 9-0 and has over 1,100 points. And Southern Columbia 7-2 and has 1,200 points.
Well, Danville has given up on average 6 points a game. They have given up 20 to Southern here tonight in 3 quarters. Ross back to pass. And
nice
number 15
Blesnick.
Again. Mike Blesnick shows his versatility. This kid has such a leg to kick off, and he's shown the kicking in a couple of punts tonight. But there you saw him take a tremendous pass. He just made a great reception on that pass from Justin Ross.
Plays a pretty good defensive back, too. And that'll move the sticks big time, 4:27 in the third.
I formation. Wide receivers left and right. Motion toward the right side, the left side of the formation. DeFrancesco cutting it back. Nice move. And number 71 on that tackle, Schaffler, Mike Schaffler for Southern.
Second and 9.
Gain of 1 at second down 9, 4 minutes remaining, third period. Southern Columbia 20, Danville 17, but Danville has the football and they're on a good drive at this juncture.
You throw that run in to set the pass.
I formation, motion toward the left side. Ross back to pass. Passes away and it's incomplete.
Trying to hit Merrill.
Great.
Third down.
Attempted for Brett Merrill, but the pass is incomplete. Good defensive coverage by Andy Hornberger. It's third down.
Now, as we talked about, I'm stuttering here. As we talked about just in the previous, Southern Columbia had a couple of critical third downs that they were able to convert. Now, if you're talking critical third down, this would be one for Danville.
Split backs in the backfield. Motion to the left. Ross back pass. Here comes the blitz. Ross gets the pass away, and it's incomplete. Intended for Blesnick. And Ross is on the ground. He is hurting.
I tell you, Blesnick never zigged. He was in bad position. The defender had better position on it. And Ross ends up tossing it, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and try to pin him deep with a Blesnick punt.
Official timeout.
Looked like a helmet.
Yeah, there's a helmet problem. That's it. I can't imagine they're going to punt from this position. I just can't imagine it.
Well, they're in punt formation.
I know, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Let's see, you got Carm DiFrancesco's the up back.
Yeah.
We'll see. Timeout. I guess maybe they didn't buy it.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Maybe they didn't buy, maybe Southern didn't buy what they were trying.
Prior to the man moving on the line.
Prior to the man moving on the line, says the referee. I'm not sure about that. I think Southern had another gripe there. That could have been a flag for illegal motion. And that would have played into Danville's hands because it would have given them another 5 yards to punt if that's what they're going to do, which, again, I don't think that's what they have in mind.
Here on the 35, Southern ran on their last drive 2 critical third downs that they were able to convert. 4.
Fourth downs.
Fourth downs, right. So I don't know. They were able to drive, Southern was able to drive 95 yards before, as you see Coach Roth on the sideline there. But they were able to drive 95 before, so do you pooch it on out of there, or they got the same kind of formation going again?
I just, well, we'll see.
Southern has nobody back looking for the fake.
And it is exactly that, a little pooch punt. Oh, keep it in. Oh. Holy cow.
That was good execution. Not a flag or...
No, but that ball has to come way up there, exactly. Has to come up to the 15.
Where he tried to catch it, yeah.
Right, that's where Merrill grabbed it for the first time. That's a good call. That's exactly where it should be. If they had pinned the ball back there at the 2...
On a 14-yard line.
At the 2, that would not have been a good call.
First and 10.
First and 10, Southern Columbia, 3 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. Third period. Southern leads it by 3, 20-17 over the Danville Ironmen. One setback. Sean Gall for Southern, and he has the football. You see how quick Southern Columbia puts that ball up into the line.
Yeah, he hits the hole very quickly for a gain of maybe a yard.
That is another one of the trademarks of Southern Columbia. They are such quick hitters. If you recall, Rico Rosini was such a great back at coming up through that hole at full speed. He hit you before you knew what was going on, and then he had the power and the speed to take it all the way. Again, a single setback, and Caskey keeps the football this time.
Good
he
ankle
is brought
tackle.
down.
Well, I think that's by Mertz.
By Mertz, yep, number 1. Scott Mertz on the tackle. Good gain by Caskey.
Caskey on the carry.
About a 7-yard carry. They're going to be short of the first down. It'll be 3rd and 3. Yeah, I think you got to stop him here, Carl. 2:30 to go in the third quarter.
Well, it certainly would be good for Danville to put the Southern defense back there again.
I don't know.
And that's it. It's going to be awfully close.
Let's see,
Depends on the mark.
The spot is going to be short of the first down, and I'm thinking you're punting here. They're going to measure that as,
well,
Roger.
It is awfully close.
He's short. He's short by a foot.
A foot?
A foot.
We'll see. We need to zoom in there and see where this marker is set down.
He's short by 2 foot.
4th and 1.
Short by 2 feet, just what I said. 4th down, and I'm sure that that Southern Columbia will punt here, just as I was sure that Danville wouldn't punt the last time, so we'll probably see a fake.
I don't think you can afford to fake here.
No. You have the lead. You have a good defense. It's been a good defensive effort. Oh, my God, they're going for it.
Well, you stop them here.
Southern is going for it. I don't believe it. Look at the defense up there. He's got it. He's got the first down.
Boy, how about that call?
My, that takes a lot of guts, I'll tell you.
You're on your own 25, and you're 4th and a yard.
And you're leading by 3. That's what's the surprise. You're leading by 3 points. Why would you want to do that and give your opposition the football inside your own 25? Holy mackerel. Well, that shows tremendous confidence in Sean Gull and your offense, that's for sure. Danville was stacked. They had everybody up there.
The blitz.
Caskey going outside, following his blockers, and he's got about 5 yards. It's 2nd down 5. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining, third period. Southern 20, Danville 17, Southern with the football and all kinds of guts.
Doesn't it seem like the Danville defense has been on the field the whole game? I mean, it just seems that way. Because Southern's been able to put some long drives together. I wish I would have been keeping time of possession, because I would think that Southern's time of possession has been longer.
They have the capability to strike fast, as we saw Andy Hornberger.
What was that?
There's got to be a penalty on that play. Caskey still with the football. Caskey for the first down. He is tackled by number 26 for Danville, Scott Kozer, but that was a tremendous gain. Nobody knew where the football was except Matt Caskey.
That was an odd-looking play because Danville could have even been offsides on that one.
It would have appeared that Danville did jump the gun. There was no penalty flag, and Caskey came out of there with the football for the nice gain. 1st and 10, Southern at the Southern Columbia 41-yard line. Matt Caskey hands off.
There's a reverse.
There's a reverse again. Dean Reedy giving chase.
2 tackles. Oh, missed, but that doesn't. The last one's not missed by Finn, I believe.
Finn, right. Mike Finn on the tackle, number 52 for Danville. Dean Reedy was left in the dust, but you can't get away from all 3 of those All-Staters, I'll tell you that.
That was good pursuit to the side, and only a yard gain on that, but I think Roth just is going to say is there a timeout or an injury or what's going on?
That's the end of the third quarter.
Okay.
That is. End of the third quarter, our score, Southern Columbia 20, Danville 17. This game is still in the fire. Don't go away.
Petro All-American Iron Skillet wants you to join them for their Friday night seafood buffet with peel and eat shrimp, crab legs, and more, including our plentiful soup and salad bar, our hot food bar with real mashed potatoes and homemade baked goods. Try our carving station, which comes with each buffet, and remember, Saturday night is our prime rib buffet. All children's buffets are just $2.39. So bring the whole family to the Iron Skillet restaurant. We feature buffets every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, open 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Your table is ready at the Watson Inn in Watsontown. The Watson Inn features cuisine of the highest caliber, from surf to turf. Every dish is painstakingly prepared using only the finest ingredients. The Watson Inn is the perfect choice for your next catered affair. You'll find the relaxed atmosphere perfect for any occasion. Whether it's a quiet dinner with the family or a rollicking reunion, try the Watson Inn in Watsontown.
Millmark's Auto Sales, located located on Route 15 just north of Lewisburg, has a great selection of quality, late model, low mileage, and pre-owned vehicles. All exceed Bill Mark's high quality before they're sold. Stop by and browse the lot. You'll find the prices clearly marked on the windshield. On-the-spot financing is available for qualified buyers, and most vehicles come with a 3-month, 3,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. At Bill Mark's, count on superior service before and after the sale. Bill Mark's Auto Sales, down-to-earth deals, down-to-earth prices from down-to-earth people. Did you know there's a new sporting goods store in our area? We have the best and largest assortment in catcher's equipment. Are you looking for a glove? Choice after choice of name brand gloves to help your game. Start off the season with baseballs, bats, and equipment, including custom screen printed jackets, hats, and uniforms. We have a lot to offer in fishing equipment and seasonal live bait. From color lures by Yozuri, hooks by Eagle Claw, with brand names like Berkley and Mepps, we want to be your #1 fishing accessories store. Blue Heron Sports Incorporated, Route 405 South in Milton.
Finding a perfect gift for that special person in your life can be a trying experience. Add-A-Link tennis bracelets can be the answer for you. Choose your starter bracelet from over 100 styles. And when the next special occasion arrives, Add-A-Link. Shopping made easy. Add-A-Link brand bracelets, known for quality and durability.
We're looking at the delighted Southern Columbia football fans. I'm sure they had some doubts coming in here, but their football team sure hasn't had any doubts. They're leading at 20-17 over the favored Danville team, the Danville Ironmen, and right now this undefeated season is in jeopardy. The Southern Columbia Tigers driving the football up and down the field with a great amount of confidence, and Danville is a little bit back on their heels. They just are not reacting to some of these things that are happening. You would have thought that on the fourth down play, fourth down and about a yard deep in Southern Columbia territory, you would have thought that Danville would have been able to stop Southern. They were not. Sean Gall blasted through. He had to go through 2 or 3 deep on that Danville line because every player for Danville was up on the line. He was able to get through, Sean Gall was, and Danville's drive continues.
There would have been a time to throw a pass.
Oh, boy.
He'd still be running.
Caskey hands off to number 32, Nate Richard.
Good hit there.
Oh, yeah, he is brought down hard by number 20, Carmen DeFrancesco.
The hits just keep on coming, and boy, I tell you, they get the handoff, Carl, and like you said before, they get the handoff, and they hit that hole so quick. It's unbelievable.
We have an official timeout. There is an equipment problem down here on the field. Southern Columbia is using every second that they possibly can. They want this time to go out fast. They want to hang on to that 3-point lead, just keep the football, just keep driving, keep moving down the field. They don't have to score. They just have to make sure that Danville is off the field offensively.
Yeah, just take care of the football.
We have a broken string on a shoulder pad by number 73, Matt Gerst. He's getting fixed up down here on the sideline. That was not an injury. However, Southern is continuing with the football. Sean Gall cuts it up.
What a hit.
Dean Reedy, number 50. Great hit.
Reedy really stuffed that hole, but, I mean, you take a look at that. They get to the hole so quickly. It's unbelievable. It is really uncanny that you said that, and now I've been watching that, and they are there.
They hit the hole fast. There's no question about it. Well, here's another one of those fourth downs. The ball's still on the Southern side of the 50. It's 4th down and 4 yards. They're going for it again.
Yowzer.
I don't understand it, but Jim Roth has been so successful. And here goes Caskey around the left side. He's got the first down.
Yepper.
Knocked out of bounds by number 8, Justin Ross. And Southern just keeps churning right along.
Yeah, they're keeping the ball on the field, on the ground, in between the sidelines, except that one went out with 59. But, hey, they're chewing the time off the clock. They got a 3-point lead.
They're just chewing up the clock. That's exactly what they want to do. If you don't have the football, it's pretty difficult for you to score. So if Southern Columbia can just keep using the time, methodically moving down the field, and here's a timeout, Southern Columbia timeout. Jim Roth can't understand what the problem is. He told the kid to play.
2 timeouts. One by Danville, one by Southern here as you take a look at the Southern Columbia Tigers.
Well, there's so much pride in Southern Columbia for their football team. They have been state champions, so they have been to the summit. They know what it is to play in the big games, and they also know that they have Danville's number. 6 of 7 years they have won this game. And here is 7 of 8 years. Are they going to go back home with another win? Don't put it past them.
Southern,
they lead it 20-17.
Yeah, Southern gives up more points in the fourth quarter, though, than any other quarter. By almost 1.
But do you know why that is?
Because the game's already out of reach?
That's right. They're bringing in their subs. They're giving them experience for next year. And that's why their program just keeps rolling along like Old Man River.
That's right.
1st and 10. Southern Columbia, they're now in Danville territory at the 47-yard line. And there is some definite anxiety on this Danville Ironmen team. They see this undefeated season slipping away from them. 10:59 to go. Southern leads it by 3. Nate Richard, number 32. And he's got another first down, but he made a mistake. He stepped out of bounds.
If you go back, Carl, how does Warrior Run come up with a big win? Oh, no, they lost. Who did Southern lose to?
Well,
almost the Warrior Run by a couple of points.
I would rather not talk about what happened at the Warrior Run game because I was there. I saw what happened, and that game was taken away from the defenders. But anyway, Mount Carmel beat Southern Columbia.
It's a flea flicker.
And Andy Hornberger uses a lot of time.
They've been going out of bounds the last 3 plays to stop the clock. You want to be in between the lines.
Jim Roth doesn't like that. You can bet your life. He wants his players to stay on the field and use up the clock.
Hornberger was looking for somebody. I thought he was looking for Caskey.
I think he was. And he's asking Caskey, hey, don't you remember what you're supposed to do in this play? 2nd down and 6. Southern Columbia with the football. Richard in motion.
Oh boy, I tell you, Gall just falls forward for a couple.
Sean Gall is one rugged kid.
You can hear the hitting all the way up here, but he's just not stopping.
Scott Mertz, number 1 on the tackle. It's 3rd down and 5. Clock continues to run. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the ball game. Southern leads it by 3 over the Danville Ironmen. If Southern knocks the ball in here, Danville's in big trouble. Caskey on the carry.
Danville's got to come up with a stop. I mean, they've been unable to stop it. 2 4th downs on your own end of the field, and they convert.
Scott Mertz on the tackle, and Southern gets a little bit closer each play to the end zone.
I mean, they are just chewing at this yardage. Danville defense has been on the field the last 20 minutes, it seems like. There you take a look at the crowd.
1st and 10 from the Danville 24. Southern with split backs. And Richard on the carry. Nate Richard still on his feet. Dancing away. He's breaking he's gone. Nope. Nate Richard down inside the 5-yard line. Carmen DeFrancesco on the tackle. Nate Richard was a magician on that play. Somehow he slithered out of there, was able to cut the corner and take the ball near the promised land for Southern Columbia.
I'll tell you what, Carl, that's just poor tackling. Because he was probably hit 4 or 5 times, and he just kept going forward.
1st and goal from the 5. 1 setback, Sean Gall. He has the football, and he is in for the touchdown. The Danville Ironmen are in trouble. They are in big trouble.
I don't know if Danville's ever been behind much this year.
Sean Gall on the touchdown. He has been the workhorse tonight. He really has had a great game. Number 24 to attempt the point after, Wes Lindemuth. Number 10, Jeff Lowry, the holder. This is an important point. And the kick is up, and it's good. 9:24 to go in the game. Southern Columbia by 10, 27-17, Danville. We'll be back with the rest of this football game right after this message.
You train hard to be ready to serve when disaster strikes or the nation calls. If you can spend 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks a year in the Army National Guard, training with men and women who believe that being ready is a part of being free. Then call 1-800-GO-GUARD.
You are looking at the scoreboard here at Danville's F.Q. Hartman Memorial Stadium. This is the last game that will ever be played here. The Danville School District has built a new football field where the team will play football next year. So this is a game that should have been very emotional for Danville. They're having it taken right away from them by Southern Columbia. Southern by 10, 27-17, and you see that Danville has 9 minutes and 24 seconds with which to work.
But they need first downs.
They need to get something going offensively. Number 20, Carmen DeFrancesco. Number 24, and Carmen DeFrancesco will take this one. Brett Merrill also deep. He is coming up the block. DeFrancesco takes it up to the 35-yard line. The tackle made by number 24, Wes Lindemuth, who kicked off the football. It's 1st and 10 Danville from their own 35, and this right now is the drive for this undefeated season.
But, you know, let's go back and we'll talk about this for a moment. If you put points on the board, the thing is, you got to stop them again, and they have not been able to do that.
Exactly right. Justin Ross behind center, split backs in the backfield. Ross back to pass. Ross pressure, and he goes down. And he fumbles. No, he's down. Wes Lindemuth on the tackle. And now here at this juncture of the game, Lindemuth is coming up big. He kicked off. He made the tackle on the kickoff, and now he just made the tackle on the pass attempt by Danville. There's a loss of 3. It's 2nd down, 13.
8:51 left in this contest. I tell you, they have got to get a first down here and keep this drive moving. They cannot afford to go 3 and out, because if they go for it on 4th down,
it's trouble. It's trouble, no question.
On this end of the field,
draw play.
Carmen DeFrancesco's got a little speed.
Not DeFrancesco.
Oh, it's
what a block! What a block
Sanders.
by number 2, Mike Haddad, on number 86, Brad Sones. Sones is on the deck.
Kyle Sanders had a great run. Sorry, but talk about blocks.
Haddad, number 2, really put the buddy to Brad Sones, number 86. What a block! Holy cow.
Got to rewind that one and watch out again.
Oh boy. Well, they're tending to Brad Sones there on the field. We'll be back with more of this game right after this.
Someday it'll happen. We'll reuse abandoned industrial sites. We'll build buildings differently. Intelligent buildings that save energy, have better heating and cooling, better lighting, better indoor air quality, and use sustainable or recycled materials. Buildings that are just plain better for the environment, better for people. Well, it's happening today in Pennsylvania. To find out more about green building design, contact the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection.
And Sones now making his way off the field, but I'm not sure he knows which county he's in.
Yeah, he may have a concussion, because as I heard, he wasn't moving immediately after that hit. But Sanders with a huge run.
Oh, that was big. That was definitely big. 8:22 to go, and now maybe the Danville Ironmen can make something happen here. They're on the Southern 25-yard line, After the draw play, the very nice run by Kyle Sanders, number 28. That might be the spark that the Ironmen need. Oh my.
Well, half of the team was on the right count.
Motion all over the place.
Full start. Several members of the offense will.
That's a 5-yard penalty.
First down.
Still first down, but now 1st and 15. 8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the game. The Southern Columbia Tigers lead it by 10. You know, there were 5 members of this Danville team that were on the undefeated team 2 years ago. They wanted to go out as seniors with another undefeated team. It is on the line right now. DeFrancesco in motion. Justin Ross back to pass. The pass is away. It's complete.
He's got Merrill all by himself.
Merrill, number 24, is brought down by his opposite number 24. That is Wes Lindemuth. Wes Lindemuth, quite a football player. We saw Mike Blesnick, who is basically the kicker for Danville, playing some very good offense and defense here for the Danville team. And now Wes Lindemuth, the kicker for Southern Columbia, doing the very same thing for his team. I guess that's what makes a good program continue, just get better and better and better. 2nd down and 3. I formation backfield, wide receivers both sides. Motion now to the right side of the formation. DeFrancesco just slithers out of one block, but he is not going any further than that.
I'm not sure that that's going to get it done. And who is that? Carm DeFrancesco getting up a little slow, but I'm not sure that that's going to get it done, Carl. You're going to have to, I think, put it into the air. Now they bring Blesnick and Sanders back.
Smeltzer was the tackler. Tom Smeltzer, number 82 in that last play. What Southern has done is to say, if you're going to beat us, Danville, you're going to beat us through the air, because we're not going to let Carmen DeFrancesco beat us by himself. And that's what they've done. They're forcing Danville to pass. Passes away, and
what a catch!
Right off the ground.
What a catch by Carm DeFrancesco. He was laid out for that one.
Just on his fingertips, he was able to haul it in. Beautiful catch. 1st and goal for Danville from the Southern Columbia 6 with 6 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Now remember, Danville is behind by 10. If they make the touchdown, they're going for 2 points. That means a field goal could win it for them. But first they have to score. Let's not put the cart before the horse. DeFrancesco on the carry. He's cutting the corner, and he's brought down by number 11, Andy Hornberger. Andy Hornberger has been just all over the place defensively, and he has scored as well offensively for Southern Columbia. He has had one fantastic game.
That's where Danville needed a kick-out block there, and they didn't get it to allow DeFrancesco to go up to the inside, and Carm just had to keep going to the outside, and Hornberger able to just catch right on up to him.
No gain, it's 2nd down. And there's something going on here with Danville, the Danville offense, and
now they got to burn a timeout.
Right, has called a timeout. That's another sign that the reality is setting in for Danville. They realize that this undefeated season is in huge jeopardy.
But again, if they are able to put it into the end zone, that's not the problem.
Right, they will go for 2.
The problem is stopping the other guys and getting the ball back.
That's it, because if Southern Columbia gets the ball again and goes one of those time-burning drives, they'll just burn up every second left in the clock.
Because you know they're going to run it on the ground. They'll run those inside traps. They'll also run at counterplay. And like you said, keep it between the lines and just run the time off at 5:44 left.
Last week against Central Columbia, Southern Columbia went on a 16-run, 7-minute 57 drive in the 4th quarter, and that's how they beat Central. They burned 7 minutes and 57 seconds of the 4th quarter on a drive that was 16 runs. Never once did they put it in the air.
You don't have to.
No, you don't. If you have that kind of running attack, go for it. Carmen DeFrancesco will get the ball. He has 2 big blockers in front of him. Nope, it's a pass.
All by himself.
It's a touchdown.
All by himself.
Mike Haddad.
Yeah.
Mike Haddad, number 2 on the pass from Justin Ross.
Where's the coverage on that one, Carl? He was all by himself.
Blown. The coverage was blown because, as I said, Carmen DeFrancesco is going to get that ball.
And her pride is going to go for 1. It appears.
Well,
takes 2 scores to win.
But if you get a field goal and you're behind by 2, you win. Now the kick is up. And it's good. 5 minutes, 39 seconds remaining. Southern Columbia, 27. Danville, 24. We'll be back with the kickoff after this.
You are going on an adventure.
An elite team of adventurers.
The cameraman nearly lost his leg.
Taking you places you would never go alone. And introducing you to a world gone wild. Wednesday nights at 10/9 Central. Weeknights at 10/9 Central. The best in family entertainment is on Fox Family Channel.
An Animal Planet exclusive. Investigating the crocodile hunter phenomenon. Who is he?
Crocodile hunter? Man couldn't find his feet to put his shoes on.
Where is he?
I heard he'd been swallowed by a great white crocodile.
Watch Crocodile Hunter here on Animal Planet every Sunday night at 9. Or connect us online at animalplanet.com.
Well, there you see the story of this football game. 5 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in the game. The guess, that would be Southern Columbia, is leading the home team by 3, 27-24. Southern Columbia will get the football if they go on a time-consuming drive. This game is history. And you see that Southern Columbia is lining up as though it's going to be a squib kick. There's only one player deep for Southern.
Now you nail it back into the corner of the end zone if you can.
Blesnick, number 15, to put the foot to it.
Nope.
And he squibs it.
Boy, there's like nobody there.
Nate Richard, number 33.
Changes the side of the field. Oh, what a tackle.
Nice tackle by number 24, Brett Merrill.
Good open field tackle there, but there was nobody for like 25 yards, and he had to wait for the ball to get there.
That was Paul Nazarchik, number 33, not Richard, number 32. I beg your pardon. Nazarchik on the return. Southern Columbia football. And again, as I said before, this undefeated season is on the line. Danville must step up defensively now. There's Richard, number 32. Remember the last time he handled the ball, he did something very similar to that. He hurdled several tacklers and made his way almost to the end zone, to the 5-yard line to be exact.
Well, with these guys, you just can't go down and expect them to hit you with their knees and go down because they're going up and over. But again, they go out of bounds.
I'll bet Jim Roth is going absolutely berserk. He wants his players to stay on the field of play and burn up that clock. 2nd down, 6 after the 4-yard gain.
Is that sneak?
Yep. Quarterback sneak. Oh, no, the ball! Oh, my! Oh, my! Touchdown, Danville! What a turn of events!
Mike Finn comes up with the ball.
Number 52 picked up that fumble, and he went for the touchdown. What a turn of events. And now Danville.
Was it going to be a quarterback keeper?
I think it was, but he dropped the ball. Mike Finn came out of the pack, went in for the touchdown, and Danville now is in the lead and in control.
I'm speechless. I don't know. It looked like a quarterback keeper, like where you get the ball, you take a step back, and then you go forward, and maybe he was holding the ball out there. Finn grabs it, boom, he goes in for the TD.
Chris Pride, number 4, attempting the point after out of the hole of Justin Ross. The kick is up, and it's good. 5:20 to go now. Danville 31, Southern 27. Hey, what a surprise. Come back. We'll be here.
Why do I love Max Hits at 8? You know, there's just something about what's on in November. Max Hits at 8. A different movie every night, all year long.
We are going to send somebody to find him.
You are looking at the hero of the moment, number 52, Mike Finn, who just picked up a fumble and went some 35 yards for the Danville touchdown for the first time in this game. Aside from the first couple of minutes of the first quarter, Danville is in the lead, 31-27 over Southern. Southern is a little bit stunned, but Danville cannot let up. Danville has got to keep playing hard-nosed football, smash-mouth football, or they're going to be in the same kind of problem they were before.
Different kind of setup here for the return. Looking for something deep.
Blesnick.
Nope.
Again, the squib.
They need to let it go. You got to get on it. Boom, what a tackle. Number 41, Jeremy Fritz, with a big open tackle.
Number 6, Hockey has never been in that position before, I would wager to say. He didn't know what to do with that football.
Well, you got to get it. That's the first thing, because it's a live ball. After 10 yards, you just can't stand there and watch it. You got to snatch that thing up.
This is a very funny game. Now, the Southern Columbia Tigers are a little bit anxious about what's happening.
Danville scored too quick. They still got 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Now do you go to the air?
No, keep playing your same game. Number 32 on the carry for Southern Columbia is Nate Richard. Good gain on the play. It's a gain of 5, second down and 5.
You go back to that play. I don't know if the ball ever hit the ground. It may have just been snagged out of his hand, which is the fumble and the turnaround. Oh my, Southern is, their fans are stunned.
Remember that Southern Columbia still has...
It's a reverse.
Number 11, that's what I was just going to say.
One tackle missed.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, Hornberger! Oh my, Mike Finn on the tackle.
4 tackles missed, Carl. 4 of them.
Down to the 45, the Danville 45. Don't count Southern out of it. There is no quit in this Southern Columbia team.
So Danville gets caught in a blitzing situation on that little inside trap. Get a little reverse action going, and they've scored on that twice.
4 minutes, 24 seconds remaining in the ball game. Southern is driving. Richard on the carry. Richard brought down by Cheyenne Dewald, number 99, and Richard slow getting it. He's not getting up. Nate Richard is hurt.
I tell you, Mike Finn comes back and makes that touchdown-saving tackle, but I'll tell you what, 4 players took a crack at him and missed.
Mike Finn is definitely the Danville hero, I'm telling you. Not only did he score the touchdown, he has been all over the field defensively. He just made the tackle on Hornberger when Hornberger looked like he was off to the races. And now Nate Richard, it would appear, has a problem with an ankle. He's tackled rather awkwardly by Cheyenne Dewald, number 99, and he went down in a heap. Richard, number 32.
Looks like a little pain there. As you said, they're working on the ankle. Medical staff been a little busy here tonight.
Yeah. Well, it's a hard-hitting game. Both these teams,
blue ball here.
Both these teams going flat out. When you do that, you're going to have some collisions that are going to get people hurt. We have 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining in the ball game. Southern Columbia with the football. They trail it by 4, 31-27. Add on the 6 points for a touchdown for Southern Columbia, and that could be the game. Danville needs to step up yet again defensively. They've had a very difficult time doing that so far tonight. We'll be back to see how Nate Richard makes out right after this.
More children than ever before are now eligible for free and low-cost health insurance. Hi, I'm State Representative John Gordner. The Children's Health Insurance Program has recently been expanded to include more age groups and family income levels. Call toll-free to find out if your children now qualify for free or low-cost health insurance. Please help lower the risk of preventable illness for your children by making sure they have quality health insurance with CHIP.
All right, we're watching Nate Richard being helped off the field. He is having a problem with the right ankle. Was tackled by Cheyenne Dewald after that last carry that took the ball into Danville territory. It's at the 42. Southern Columbia with the ball. 2nd down and 7. This could decide the game, this drive right here with 4 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. And
I think they're going to be tackling the ball.
Yeah,
Danville.
they definitely are tackling the ball. Sean Gall carrying it, and again, number 52, Mike Finn, tackling the football, but Sean Gall has a very strong set of hands as well. He's not about to relinquish that thing.
You know, I heard something on a pro game that why tackling is so poor is that nowadays everybody tries to tackle the ball.
Everybody wants to be a hero.
And there's Caskey.
Caskey.
And he's down.
Matt Caskey brought down by number 73, Gerst, right.
Had him by the ankle.
Another big 4th down for Southern Columbia.
Ooh, he's got a little bit more yardage he needs to work with, and he's going to call the timeout here to think about it, Carl.
Yeah. Well, they've got to go for it. They certainly cannot punt. And it's too far for a field goal. Field goal wouldn't help anyway. They've got to go for it again. They're going to pull a play out of their bag of tricks and try to make that 1st down to keep this drive alive. They don't necessarily want to score here.
No, because
they want to use all that time.
Right. And
they want to score with about 2 seconds to go in the game.
The play that I like here is I like that little counteraction, that shoot.
The only thing now is that if you're at 4th down, you know that Danville's going to pin their ears back and just blast everybody through. So that kind of play probably is not going to be real successful. Probably something like maybe a pitch, an outside pitch, or possibly an option play.
They've been suspect a few times in the tackling to the outside.
Yeah. So you throw Caskey to the outside with Sean Gall running beside him in case he needs to pitch it. That might be the ticket. We'll see. Jim Roth has been at Southern Columbia for a long time. He certainly knows his team a whole lot better than I do, so we'll see what he's come up with here. This could be the game right here. This could be the one, this play.
Well, they stack everybody to the right side.
And here comes Caskey.
Oh, he's going to pass.
Back to pass. The pass is away, and it's incomplete. Danville takes over on downs, 1st and 10 with 3:09 remaining in the football game.
I don't get that. I don't get that one, Carl. I like what you called, or I like something to the outside. I don't like the pass there. They've been able to successfully move the ball play after play after play on the ground, and now all of a sudden they go to the air and they throw the incomplete. I don't know if there's been a pass. I wish I would have been keeping the stats in the second half here, but I don't know if there's been a pass in the second half by Southern Columbia.
1st and 10, Danville. Now Danville needs to chew up the clock.
Got to get a 1st down.
One 1st down will probably do it. DeFrancesco on the carry. Blast through the line. Good gain. 1st down. Tackle by number 71. He's at the bottom of the pile. That is Mike Schaffler.
Let's go back to that a little bit, Carl. There you see the scoreboard, 2:52 remaining, clock is moving. You run the thing with great success to the outside all night long, and then you throw the pass there. I just don't understand that.
2nd down and 3. I-backs. And DeFrancesco again with the carry. Busts it to the outside.
1st down.
And he's got the 1st down. Very important 1st down there. And you see number 11, Andy Hornberger, there on his knees.
He's going to bring the sticks out?
Yeah. Don't really know why. It looks like a 1st down to me. How about you?
That's what I'm saying. 1st down.
Of course, I said it before, and I was wrong by 2 feet.
The spot.
Just as we thought, first down.
The spot, again, was not as fortuitous as it originally looked, but a first down nonetheless. Boy, and that's an important thing. You got to string a couple of these. But on the other hand, you've got to watch out for the muff. Danville's fumbled 3-4 times so far tonight, and they've lost them. So if you're Rosh, I'm sure you're thinking, oh, I got to hang on to this ball.
First and 10. The Danville Ironmen, 2 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the football game. They have a 4-point lead over Southern Columbia, but it has been a very exhausting game for both sets of fans. DeFrancisco on the carry. Schaffler, number 71.
Why are they stopping the clock?
There is an equipment problem here. DeFrancisco has a problem with his shoulder pads.
Man, they must be cracking these guys so hard that these shoulder pad strings are just busting right open.
Well, I think most coaches tell their players all the time, check the strings on your shoulder pads. And I'm sure that there are people...
for some help here.
There are people on that team who simply say, well, I don't have time for that. I just don't have time for that. Timeout, Danville is charged.
We know why they do that, because they want him in the play.
Sure.
They want him to make the play. As we saw Gerst come out earlier with the same type of a problem. They come out, and Gerst come out, and he was out for probably 2 or 3 plays while they fixed his shoulder pads.
They can't afford that with DeFrancisco.
Right,
They just can't.
You got to give the ball, or you got to put the ball in the hands of somebody that is going to hang on to it. You got 1:55 left.
You can see just the exhaustion in Carmen DeFrancisco's face. He has had a terrific game. He's done anything that a coach, let alone a father, could ask of him. He's just had a super game. That's all there is to it.
And most of his yards have been east and west, trying to break it to the outside. He had a couple of good runs through the middle, had a pass. He had a wonderful pass play that kept that, that may be the play of the game too, where he was able to keep the drive by catching that pass off his shoe tips. So that was, I believe, Danville's last time out with 1:55 left, as we had said.
Second down, 7. 1 minute, 55 seconds remaining in the football game. Danville with the lead and the football. And Carmen DeFrancisco with the carry for the first down. Well, that could be the last nail in the coffin.
Well, no matter what, if you're playing Danville, you know DeFrancisco's trying to put points on the board. And every play is designed not to run the clock out, but to complete a part of a drive to put points on the board.
Who would have ever guessed 5 minutes ago that this was what would be going on?
Not me.
Southern Columbia had it. They had things in control, and then disaster with the fumble. And Mike Finn took it in for the touchdown. Now Carmen DeFrancisco is running every play, and Danville is running out the clock, slowly but surely.
And now Southern, I believe, will take the timeout, stop that clock.
Number 65 on that last tackle for Southern Columbia. That's Roy Kingston. There you see it. That's the story of this game right there. It has been a hard hitter. Both teams going at each other with everything they've had. You wouldn't expect this to be as high a scoring a game as it is. There are 58 points on the scoreboard, and you never would have expected it. I thought it would be a hard-hitting game, and I had a feeling that Danville would win. I knew it would not be easy. I never expected them to get that touchdown there toward the end when there was a fumble, and then the fumble was run in by Mike Finn, number 52. Do you have somebody in mind for player of the game?
Well, I think we've talked about a couple of players. I know you have to take a look at Mike Finn. You have to look at Carmen DeFrancisco. Blesnock had a real good pass reception. So we're going to think about it a little bit here.
We have the power eye in the backfield. Carmen DeFrancisco at the tailback, and he has the football, and he's giving everything he's got. Number 82 on that last tackle. That's Tom Smeltzer.
You know,
and we're down to a minute remaining in the game.
Let's talk just briefly about some of the keys. How many fourth down conversions did Southern make and not even think about it? Deep in their own territory,
right.
They go down, they chew up like an hour and a half on that last drive, and everything looked like it was Southern's way, and then boom, Danville comes back with a touchdown, and then they come back with another touchdown.
Well, there's a penalty flag. I think this is going to be delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, third down.
Danville needs to put the ball in play one, possibly two more times, and this game is over. But Danville was a beaten team. They thought they were done. You could see it in the way they walked, and all of a sudden things began to fall into place, and the undefeated season has continued. And they're going to have these players, these 5 players who are now seniors with 2 undefeated seasons in their resumes. DeFrancesco takes the pitch. A little bit dangerous there. It should have just been a handoff. But that's going to be it, I do believe. Number 20 on the tackle for Southern Columbia, Brett Myers. I think you have to give the player of the game to Carmen DeFrancesco, number 20. I just feel that he's the one who has done it. He's had a great season, a great career here at Danville. This is his senior season and the last home game of his career. And the Danville Ironmen have won the game by the score of 31-27. As I predicted, it was not easy. What a great, great win, and just a really depressing defeat for Southern Columbia. Both teams will go into the playoffs, but Danville's going in sky high now, and Southern Columbia might be a little bit more reserved. But what a tremendous game.
Talk about turn of events and change of emotion. I tell you, the change of the emotions on the team, you know, like you said, I thought that Danville defense was just plumb wore out.
Well, you mentioned they were on the field for such a long time. Southern Columbia in complete control, running that football, just doing a great job, and then the mistake, the fumble, and that's all she wrote. You can't make mistakes against a team like Danville. It has been great being here. We hope you enjoyed this game. What a fantastic way to end the CCN regular season. We're going to try our best to bring you some playoff games. Time will tell us how we're going to be able to do that, but we will try our best. You stay tuned and try to tune in with us when we do bring you playoff action later. For Nathan Baylor and Joe Kirkner, our camera people, and Chris O'Rourke in the van, and Bob Hickox, this is Carl Bauer saying see you next time on CCN. So long, everybody.